Your cat might have been fooling you this whole time. You think they actually like you? That they miss you when you're gone? Well, it's time to face the truth. They can't text you saying, "I hate you," but they can show it in ways you've never noticed. And what if I told you there are clear signs that your cat simply can't stand you? Some are subtle, others are brutal. And the worst part? If your cat is showing the last sign on this list, it might already be too late. So stick with me until the end, because once you put the pieces together, the truth might be a lot more unsettling than you ever imagined. Sign 1. They completely ignore you. You call your cat's name, make weird noises, shake the food bag, and nothing. Not even a glance. It's like you don't exist. Cats ignore humans for a few reasons, but if this happens constantly, it could be a clear sign of disinterest, or worse, that they don't see you as someone worth their attention. Has this ever happened to you? You talk, call them, try to pet them, and they act like you're just another piece of furniture, but ignoring you is still a mild sign. There's something far worse, something that could be a direct attack on your dignity. Sign 2. Random attacks. You're just sitting there, scrolling on your phone, when suddenly, wham! A paw swipe out of nowhere. Or worse, your cat is peacefully resting on your lap, purring, and suddenly bites you for no reason. This doesn't happen randomly. Sometimes your cat has already reached its patience limit, but since you didn't notice the earlier signs, they feel the need to be more direct. And what if I told you that, in their mind, this might actually be your fault? Yes, because humans don't always respect a cat's space or boundaries. And if you think physical attacks are bad, wait until you see the next sign. It might be even more unsettling. Sign 3. The judgmental stare. If you have a cat, you've definitely experienced this. You're just sitting there, minding your own business, and when you look up, there it is. The stare. That deep, cold stare, analyzing you like they're deciding if you're even worth keeping around. Cats don't stare like that for no reason. That look can mean annoyance, discomfort, or simply disdain. Has your cat ever looked at you like this? Like they're secretly making a life-changing decision about your future? But if their judging stare is already uncomfortable, imagine if they start doing something even worse, leaving the room every time you enter. Sign 4. They refuse to be in the same room as you. You walk into the room, and within seconds, they leave. They move to another room, hide under the bed, or simply avoid you. This could be a sign that they feel uncomfortable in your presence. And in this case, there's no sugarcoating it. Your cat really doesn't like being around you. But not everything that seems like hatred is actually hatred, or is it? Maybe it's just their personality. But there's one behavior that leaves no doubt. If your cat does the next thing on this list, it's time to start worrying. Sign 5. They expose their belly, and then attack you. If you're a cat owner, you've probably fallen for this trap at least once. Your cat is lying there, belly up, looking completely relaxed. You, thinking you've earned their trust, reach out for a belly rub, and boom. Claws, bites, and full-on bunny kicks. Exposing their belly isn't always a sign of trust. For some cats, it's actually a battle stance. And if this happens frequently, your cat might just be waiting for the perfect chance to test you or send a warning. But there's one sign that's even more passive-aggressive, and it could mean they're purposely trying to make your life miserable. Sign 6. They destroy your stuff on purpose. Cups knocked off tables. Scratched up couches. Chewed up phone chargers. You bought them a scratching post, but they still choose your furniture. If they do this all the time, it could be stress, frustration, or just a way to mess with you. Now, I have to ask, how many cups has your cat knocked over? Drop a comment below, because some cats seem like they have a side job in demolition. But if you think destroying stuff is bad, just wait for the next sign. Because if your cat starts avoiding your touch, that's when you know something is seriously wrong. Sign 7. They avoid your touch. Cats can be affectionate, but they're also extremely selective. If your cat used to enjoy being petted and suddenly avoids your touch, that's a sign that something has changed in your relationship. And worse, it could mean they no longer trust you. But don't worry, not all hope is lost. If this is happening with your cat, there's still a way to regain their trust. But before I tell you how, let me show you an even more concerning sign. Because if your cat is doing the next thing, they might actually be planning to get rid of you. Sign 8. They bite you while you sleep. Picture this. You're peacefully sleeping, completely relaxed, when suddenly chomp. You feel a sharp bite on your foot, your hand, or even your face. Your first reaction? Oh, they're just playing. But what if I told you this could be something much more serious? Some cats attack their owners at night because they feel it's the perfect time to get revenge for something that upset them during the day. And if this keeps happening, well, you might want to start sleeping with one eye open. But if this already sounds scary, the next sign is even worse. Because if your cat does this, they might be sending you a very clear message. Sign 9. They use your bed. But not the way you want. You wake up, stretch, and suddenly notice something strange. There's a strong smell. Something isn't right. Then it hits you. Your cat has peed on your bed. This is one of the most extreme signs of discontent. If they do this, they're trying to tell you something is seriously wrong. And, in the worst case scenario, that you are the problem. Has this ever happened to you? If so, I hate to say it, but you need to act fast. But sometimes, the issue isn't what they do, it's what they say. Yes, because if your cat meows at you constantly, that could be a huge warning sign. Sign 10. They meow excessively at you. Cats don't normally meow at other cats. They meow to communicate with humans. But if your cat meows excessively only at you, it could be their way of complaining. The problem is, every cat has a unique way of expressing their emotions, and understanding these meows could be the difference between an annoyed cat and a cat that's completely given up on you. But there's another way cats communicate, and if your cat does this to you, take it as a serious warning. Sign 11. They slap you with their tail. A lot of people think a wagging tail means happiness, but in cats, it can mean the complete opposite. If your cat walks by and gives you a quick, hard tail slap, that's usually their way of telling you, back off. And if you ignore this warning, well, let's just say the next one will be a lot more aggressive. Sign 12. They bring you dead prey. It looks like a gift, right? You wake up and find a bird, a mouse, or even a bug left at your feet. But what if I told you that, depending on the context, this could actually be a message? In some cases, this behavior means, look at what I can do. Maybe it's not a present, but a warning. And if they've reached this point, you should be on high alert. Because the next sign might mean they no longer see you as part of their territory. Sign 13. The ninja attack. You're walking around your house, minding your own business, and suddenly, BM. Your cat jumps out of nowhere and attacks you. This doesn't happen randomly. Many cats do this out of boredom, but it can also be a sign that they see you as a threat. And if your cat has started attacking you for no reason, that's a huge red flag that something is seriously wrong. But none of this compares to the final sign. Because if your cat is doing this last thing, they might have already given up on you completely. Sign 14. They stop eating when you're around. If there's one thing cats love, it's food. But if your cat completely stops eating when you're nearby, this could be one of the most concerning signs of all. This is often a final stage for a cat that has lost all trust in their owner. And if it's come to this, it might already be too late. But don't panic. This doesn't mean there's no way to fix things. Now that you know the signs, does your cat really hate you? Or do they just have a very unique way of showing love? The truth is, cats are full of personality, and many of these behaviors might just be part of their way of communicating. But if your cat is showing multiple signs from this list, it might be time to start working on rebuilding that trust. So tell me, how many of these signs does your cat show? Drop a comment below. Oh, and if you love learning more about the secret world of cats, don't forget to subscribe. Because if there's one thing I know, it's that your cat is probably watching you right now to see if you'll actually do it.